Hey guys, my name is Colson Rosa, and welcome back to Seraphim Stories. So today's video is on self-publishing, and it's been highly requested by a lot of people, but I recognize that it won't deal with every author and their stage of the writing process. But even if you are a new author, these are skills you're eventually going to need to know, and I hope they also give you a lot of hope and encouragement toward the final stage of your project. And if you're an author who's been working on a book or project already, this is a video for you to tell you what I did to get myself self-published and hopefully give you guys some information and tips that's helpful and useful to you. That being said, this is not the only way to publish your book. I've only done it one way. I haven't experienced all the other ways there are to publish. And it's not even the only way to self-publish your book. I haven't used a publishing house just because of some of the stipulations and some of the rules that publishers would put on me and on my books, and because of difficulties that can arise dealing with a publisher. That being said, if you want to pursue the opportunity to publish your books through a publishing house, you should definitely go for it. But this video specifically is talking about self-publishing and the specific method I happen to have taken, which isn't necessarily the right method, but I think has worked very well for me. So I want to talk about Kindle Direct Publishing. It used to be called CreateSpace, but recently Amazon purchased CreateSpace and they already had Kindle Direct Publishing, so they kind of combined the two entities together. And it's a self-publishing aid for authors, and it allows you to get your books distributed and on Amazon for free. Now, it's a self-publishing aid that is run by Amazon, and you can pay for professional services from them, or you can develop your own manuscripts and services for free. So I would create an account with them if you're interested in pursuing this method of self-publishing. So on Kindle Direct Publishing, once you've created your account, you can start a new project and upload your manuscript to them. This manuscript will then go under a review from Kindle Direct Publishing, where they will try to find any issues with it, such as with formatting or with certain style aspects of your book. For example, if you're including images, it'll test the resolution of those images to see if they would be ready to print. It will also just let you know in the review of any other issues they might have found as far as margins, formatting, and other issues with your manuscript. You can then go back into the document and make fixes to these problems that Kindle Direct Publishing has noticed. Now, not every problem has to be fixed. If it's something incredibly minor, you might say you want to live with it, but I think it's a great tool because then you get to recognize what parts of your manuscript, especially from a formatting perspective, might not look right if you're trying to put this into paperback or hardback. So after the review, you can then work on elements of the style of your book. You can adjust the page color, whether you want it more traditional white or more of a cream color. You can adjust the size of the pages and many other issues with the style of the book itself. And you can even specify things like if the images inside would be black and white or color. And you get to create the type of book you wish to self-publish. Now, all of the options that I pursued were the free options. So not only did I not have to pay for them, but I think even these free options are very well designed and very professional looking. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But you will need to learn and kind of experiment a little bit with these options and test your knowledge of them and exactly what you want. One thing that you might have to test your knowledge of and kind of tinker with a little bit is the cover creator. Most people won't have a fully developed cover already ready for their new book. So the cover creator is a program you can use to design and implement your new cover, both front and back and along the spine, that you would be using for your book. They'll give you templates that you can use, and you can pick between many different templates, but you also then can insert your own images or your own artwork if you have a specific artwork that's cover ready, and that is how you can then prepare the cover you're looking to develop. And I would also do some research on what kind of cover looks best for your genre and what kind of cover looks sleek, eye-catching, professional, all of those different kind of things. So once you're done with the review, done with changing some of the style of the book and the cover creator, you can then get into pricing and distribution. I would recommend a low price to start out. Now, of course, there might be some different factors that affect the pricing of your books. Usually, Kindle Direct Publishing prices your books based on page count. So if you have a very long book, of course, it would be slightly more expensive for them to manufacture it. So it might also be slightly more expensive for the reader, which makes sense because even when you're going to a bookstore, you don't see 100-page books usually priced the same as 500 or 600-page books. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I would recommend trying to get a relatively low price based on your type of novel to start out, especially if you're a new author. It's more about building a fan base than it is about just raw amount of money you can make. And also, if you price your books a little bit cheaper, more people might be willing to buy them, which means you have more people that can then tell their family and friends about how much they loved your book and get word of mouth spreading that way. Now, working through Kindle Direct Publishing, you also get your books onto Amazon for free, so it will then be on their website, and you can have potential readers or customers go to Amazon to find your books. And they also can be distributed to other countries, which is a nice feature, certainly. Now, Amazon, of course, is going to take a cut of the sale of each book, but they're also going to cover manufacturing, shipping. They're going to cover a lot of these costs that you would have to pay on your own. So I think them taking a cut out of your sale of your book is worth it because of all the other things that they're handling. Now, you also can order copies directly from their print shop, which means you as the author get to kind of skip the middleman and go straight to Amazon's, not even warehouse, but shipping center, in a sense, where they manufacture and print the books and then get them sent directly to your address. And this is actually how I've made most of my sales, because there are millions of books on Amazon, and it might be hard for a lot of readers who are just scrolling through Amazon to find your book unless they're specifically looking for it. Now, you can run promotions on your book that will then get more awareness to it in the greater community. But also, I think one of the most effective ways to get your book out there is just to talk to friends, family members, people you've met through your hobbies, through sports, through different avenues that you have, maybe even through church or through mission trips or other outreaches that you have. And however you network with people, I would just talk to them about your book, get them excited, get them hooked on the concept, and maybe even give them a special deal or offer to sign the book to incentivize them purchasing it. And you don't need to pressure people, but just as a friend, asking them if they're interested in this kind of story that they might then want to read. And that's how I've made most of my sales, is having books shipped to me that I can then sell directly by handing it to someone or by shipping it to someone. And I think this is also nice because, yes, you do pay per copy, and of course the price will vary depending on how long your book is and the type of book it is, but then you get to have it and you get to make all of the profits on it by selling it directly to someone. Amazon is not then taking a cut from it. The last thing I want to say about Kindle Direct Publishing is it does give you some offers for future opportunities. Now, although it does have some options, and I would pursue them, you also might need to do some legwork yourself and try to pursue options just by calling up different places and networking with different people. So look to try to expand your books into ebook. Now, ebook is a wonderful tool, and a lot of people love reading on ebook, but it also might involve some formatting changes and some other small tweaks and changes to your document in order to get it ebook ready. Because the type of document that's going to be ready for a book is not necessarily the exact same document you can use, the exact same manuscript that's then perfectly ready for an ebook. But I would definitely pursue ebook. It's not incredibly hard to do. You also could look into getting an audiobook for your novels. And I actually have a friend who is my reader for an audiobook that I'm hoping to get to produce sometime in the summer or maybe in the fall through a company called ACX. And ACX is sort of a networking platform for authors and for readers and voice actors who can then get your audiobook prepared and get it onto something like Audible. And that's a great opportunity. But you also can look to get your books into physical locations, such as libraries, bookstores, and schools. And I think these are other places that you definitely should pursue to get your books out there, get them well known. You could even go to conferences, as I'm hoping to do eventually once some conferences start opening back up, or go to your local school, your local church, some other places that you can maybe even talk to people or set up a booth and let them know about these wonderful stories you've created. So that's kind of the basics of my process going through Kindle Direct Publishing to self-publish these books. Now, if you want more specific details, you can leave a comment down below, or you can email me at seraphimstoriesllc@gmail.com. And I would love to hear some of your more specific questions on this process, as I recognize this video is kind of an overview of the entire self-publishing journey. But I also would love it if you guys could like this video and maybe subscribe to this channel so I can keep letting you know about the adventure that is writing your own book, getting it self-published and getting it out into the world. So thank you guys so much. Hope you love the video. Hope you have a great day and God bless.